guys.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Tom, how are you feeling? Physically, mentally, how are you feeling?
Great. How are you feeling?
Great. Thank you.
Good. Doing great. Ready to go.
So you being a veteran quarterback and you seeing a lot of new talent in the league, what would you do to what would you say to motivate them to keep them going to maybe have a 22-year career?
Good luck. Good luck. It's tough. But it's up to them. Yeah, if you do the right stuff, you got a shot. But I see a lot of people not do the right stuff. So I try to, influence the people I can. If they're, it's a lot of, first of all, you have to love it. It's got to be a part of something, If you want to do it for a long period of time, you got to really excel at it. And that really comes from loving it. So a lot of different motivation over a long period of time. Lots of little things at different moments. Some is more motivation, some's more inspiration. But there's a lot of different things that play in.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Ruth the Truth. Welcome back to the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by Fans Only Sports Network. It's been a while. Sorry, Coach Jay and I. Life has gotten in the way, but we're back to bring you the best of the Buccaneers. You guys just watched the clip of my time with the GOAT himself. During a practice at the One Buck practice facility, I was able to take a moment to break the ice with Tom Brady, and let me tell you, I've never been so nervous in my life. So the first question, obviously he comes out, takes the podium, and all the cameras are there, all the media personnel are there, and it's a few awkward moments before somebody breaks the ice and asks the first question. And prior to Tom Brady taking the podium, I told myself, I'm going to be the first one to ask a question. I got this. So after a lot of pumping myself up, Brady took the podium and I broke the ice. I said, Brady, how are you feeling? Because this is the first time I've ever addressed Tom Brady himself. So it's I got to kind of build a little bit of a bridge before you jump into a tough question. And I was not expecting for him to respond the way that he did. He asked me, I'm great. I'm doing well. Ready to go. How are you? How are you? Who would have thought the most simple question that you get asked on a day-to-day basis would have had me shaking in my boots? But I was able to snap back and give him a great follow-up question, and you guys heard it there. I asked him what kind of advice he would give to the younger talent that we see in the NFL to maybe strive to have a 22 long year career as he did, and he answered appropriately. Guys, best moment of my young sports career. I will remember that day for the rest of my life, because guess what? Tom Brady has officially retired from the NFL after 22 years as a quarterback in the league. He's hanging up the cleats. He's done. I want to know in the comments. Let me know. After you hear that, hit that share button down below and that retweet on Twitter. It would help out a lot. We much appreciate it. Coach Jay and I really love the support. But are you guys surprised? And Coach Jay and I were speaking before we went live about, is it really a surprise after the way he took a beating, especially towards the end of the playoffs when Tristan Wirfs went down in the Philadelphia Eagles game? He got put on his back quite often, so he's not very surprised. But I'm going to bring my co-host in here, Coach Jay Morgan. Welcome to the show. Did you ever see that clip that I played, or was that the first time?
No, it was the first time I seen it. I told you I've been working.
Really?
I've been working. I ain't seen it.
I thought I put it everywhere. I was
excited.
Have.
You probably have, but I've been working.
Busy guy. Tell our audience where you're at right now, because that you definitely ain't home. There's no projector behind you, so you ain't home.
Oh, it's waiting on me. I should have brought it with me. I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan right now, y'all. It's
in
cold.
The cold.
I'm down in the cold, deep in it.
I know exactly. I'm pretty sure it might be just as cold in the state of Pennsylvania. I just got back from visiting family up in Pennsylvania, and I believe it was Saturday night. It went down to 12 degrees. And that wind chill was so serious. I'm I don't understand how people live like this.
I used to do it. Not no more. 23 and snowing. I woke up this morning, white. I put it on all my social media stuff. I even put Christmas songs. It was like, oh, the weather outside is dry. And then it was like, baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah,
stay
I'm
in.
not built for the cold. I'm really not.
I've been having
It's just,
flashbacks.
it's not in me. I was born in Pennsylvania, but I was raised in the state of Florida, spent 20 years in Orlando, 2 years in Tampa. Well, going on my second year in Tampa now. And I think the heat just kind of like makes, what do they say, that it makes your blood
Blood
vessels
thin
like
out.
smaller?
It
Yeah, it makes your
thins
blood
out.
thin out, so it can't
That's
keep
what I'm saying.
you as warm as these northern folks. So I'm having a difficult time adjusting to the cold weather. But man, Coach Jay, Tom Brady is
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah.
Are you surprised with
No.
his decision to retire after only being a Buccaneer for 2 years? 2 great years at that. Winning a Super Bowl in the first year, coming in coming in second place in the NFC. I mean, it was disappointing fashion how they went out
That was
against
the
the
number
Los
one
Angeles
seed.
Rams, 30-27, and it was
Lost to
a
the Rams.
tough game to watch because in the first half, the Buccaneers did not look like themselves. Brady himself was throwing a lot of passes that were out of the norm, but they were to come back, and I thought it was going to be one of those comeback victories that we are used to seeing from the GOAT himself.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
Matthew Stafford pulled the Tom Brady on Brady.
No.
And he was able to march down the Rams offense with the help of Cooper Kupp, who seemed to be always open.
Against our defense.
Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Bucks, had no answer for Cooper Kupp, who I believe had 183 yards catching on the Bucks. So he had a great performance in that playoff win. And I hate to say it, but I almost feel like they deserve that game just a little bit more. Stafford had definitely a little bit of a rough third quarter. It seemed like the Buccaneers were going to take it into overtime, and then all things went down south. And Matt Gay, the kicker for the Rams, who was drafted by the Buccaneers, who was replaced by Ryan Suckup in a not that great fashion, was the one that kicked the game winner against the Buck. How ironic.
Karma.
Congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams, who went on to face the San Francisco 49ers, who put away the Dallas Cowboys in the first round.
Karma.
And was heating up at the right time. Jimmy Garoppolo was able to do the bare minimum, it almost seemed like. Like Mina Kimes, the famous NFL analyst, she went to Twitter and she took to social media and spoke about that. Jimmy Garoppolo reminds her of that student that when they're in a group project, he does absolutely nothing, but he still gets an A. There was a lot of people that didn't like those comments, but I understood what she was trying to say. I mean, you're throwing picks, you're maybe throwing for 200 yards, 0 touchdowns. I mean, you would think that she had a point there, but there was a lot of people in the football world that did not agree with Mina.
He's a game manager, except lately he ain't been managing the game. He's been trying to give the game away, and his defense been bailing him out. And then on offense, really one guy been bailing him out, Debo, and my boy Debo. And I was yelling,
there was a video that went viral of Debo Samuels on the sidelines or leaving the field after a disappointing loss to the Los Angeles Rams. And he got emotional and choked up in the tunnel on the way to the locker room. So I felt bad because he put in the work. He had a really great season. And it was nice to see that. Yeah, I mean, these NFL players, they play to win. So, Of course, they take it very personal when things do not go their way. But I'm glad that the Rams are at the point that they are, obviously wanting the Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys to be successful. But at the end of the day, Matthew Stafford, after suffering 9 seasons as a Detroit Lion, he deserves to be in this spotlight. So I'm going for the Rams in this coming Super Bowl. I'm going for the Rams. They got home field advantage.
Yeah.
Once again.
Matt. You went to the Super Bowl your first year. You went to the Super Bowl your first
He pulled a Brady.
Yeah. He ain't got off the plane. Out here, I'm telling you, out here in California dreaming. As soon as he stepped on the scene, he hears his wife screaming. Yeah, his wife screaming. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
So I hope
yeah.
he do it.
Speaking of
That
his
way,
wife, Matthew
Kelly.
Stafford's wife, it was a very emotional embrace that they had on the field. His wife had a 12-hour brain surgery just years before, and she's been through a lot of medical mishaps. So it was awesome to see him embrace his wife on the field as he made an amazing accomplishment. And there was a lot of bystanders that didn't believe that he could make it to this point, but Michael Greenberg from Get Up, okay? I was siding with him when he spoke about this on Get Up months before the season ever even started. As soon as that blockbuster trade came into effect and Jared Goff got sent to the Lions and Matthew Stafford got plugged in with the Rams, he said that they are a Super Bowl contending team, believe it or not, and he was right.
Yeah. Matt Stafford is always see, a lot of people don't understand. Matt Stafford has never been trash. Like when I say treat Matthew Stafford like he plays for the Lions, I'm just saying it in another way. Really, I just mean hit him, because the offensive line for the Lions never protect him. He always had to hurry up and run and just throw up prayers. So that's what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, when I say treat Matthew Stafford like the Detroit Lions Matthew Stafford. I never thought Matthew Stafford was trash. Now, did he make some dumb decisions when he was a Lion? Yes. And I've seen a couple of those mistakes, similar mistakes, as a Ram too. But as long as he don't just look at one guy, Cooper Kupp, then he'll be good, because then can't no defense just lock in on one guy. With Matthew Stafford and the way he got it now, he don't just have one Calvin Johnson. He got multiple guys. He got Odell Beckham. He dangerous. He got Kupp. Dangerous. He got, what's the other guy that he got? What's his name?
He had Robert Woods, but he went down with injury. But I could pull up their wide receiver core. But yeah, quite an accomplishment in his first season.
He got multiple guys now. So Matthew Stafford and people, when he was with the Detroit Lions, don't forget, he got them in the playoffs multiple times. And it was under Jim Schwartz. I want to say he may have did it one time, one more. Yeah, and he had another time with Jim Caldwell, who's also an ex-Indianapolis coach. So he's been there, and really he had a tight end pedigree. And he had a couple, receivers and all that, but he ain't never had the protection that he has now. And he got a full, complete team, and he got a defense he can actually trust. So he can actually sit down and chill and let the defense do their thing, because they're going to fight for him and they're going to fight for their name. So he good. Matthew Stafford, I don't see why they shouldn't beat the Bengals. I'm happy the Bengals is in it, because for the simple fact is I don't like the Chiefs like that. They play too pretty. I've been saying it all year. You play too pretty, and what happened? You slipped up, just like the Bucks slipped up, because y'all been playing catch up all year long. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling y'all for 2 years now about this defense, but we have Tom. Okay, so Tom is going to wheel us through. Yes, true, and he almost did it again, except one problem. Something bad happened. A mistake happened. We didn't count for that, because we think that we could just show up and say, oh, we got Tom Brady, so we good. Y'all just going to give us the game. Fellas, no. The reason why people try to go so hard against you is because they don't like Tom Brady. When he was a Patriot, he's beating all them up. They hate it. They still remember. So it's not like you're going to get some clout. No, you're going to get targeted more, because you have him on your team. Tom all year had to do what Peyton Manning used to have to do. My defense is so I got to hurry up and outscore the other team the whole time. And I can't afford no mistakes or nothing like that. Not to mention, I've been telling this offensive line for 2 years to protect the little sister. You didn't do it. I hope you're watching. You didn't.
Yeah, it was a big blow with Tristan Wirfs, our all-pro right tackle, went down against the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a mistake that he came back into the game when he did, because when you roll your ankle and you're a 300-pounder, you probably should just rest it and try to come in the next game. I mean, the Eagles was going to be an easy opponent in the first round anyways. So I do not agree with him coming back in the second quarter and then realizing, like, wait, even with no contact, he was limping, wasn't the same. He should have came off the field and stayed off the field and get his foot in the boot. as soon as possible. And then we had the center, Ryan Jensen, who actually played against the Rams, but he was also roughed up as well. And they had Josh Wells in and out, subbing in for that right tackle position, which he's not used to playing. So, yeah, there was a lot of factors that, switched up for the Buccaneers. Chris Godwin being out since the Saints game, Antonio Brown saying peace out to the team. There was a lot of, things that the Buccaneers couldn't overcome this season. And having Tom Brady just wasn't enough, especially going up against a powerhouse like the Los Angeles Rams, who obviously has been showing that they're in it to win it now. You plug in Matthew Stafford, you go get OBJ, you have Jalen Ramsey in that corner position. You already have Aaron Donald. So you have a Super Bowl caliber coach on the sidelines with Sean McVay, who has an outstanding memory. I don't know if you guys see the video viral of him being asked about certain plays that happened back in 2015, and he's able to name you what player, what yardage, all this crazy stuff. So obviously has a great football intelligence, and he's going to have a second shot in another Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals, who have not been in the playoffs, who's been waiting to be in the Super Bowl for 3 decades. I believe we're going on 31 years since they've been in their last Super Bowl, and they don't have a ring yet.
Against Joe Montana.
Yes, they don't have a ring yet, so this could be an opportunity for the Cincinnati Bengals to bring home a ring. But I don't know, Matthew, the way they're playing right now, but the Bengals, the way they're playing right now, Joe Mixon, all of them.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what.
You disagree, Coach?
I disagree.
You don't think the Cincinnati Bengals are a real threat to the Los Angeles Rams? Oh, riddle me that.
Because for the simple fact is, that's why I said that the teams they've been playing against been letting them get off the hook. If I hit the quarterback 9-10 times, if they keep letting him get hit, he keep escaping some. Now, they had the Kansas City Chiefs defensive line lived in the backfield. He kept slipping away because the Chiefs think, I just got to touch him, and then he'll go down. No, this kid wants to win. This guy's rocking a diamond chain talking about, I make too much money for it to be fake. I don't like that. See, you're being too flashy. When you get this diamond, then you can talk a little bit of trash. But you over here, you must think you back in LSU still. No, Matt Stafford, get it done. And Sean McVay ain't going back to the Super Bowl and losing. He already lost the Super Bowl against Tom Brady when they was the Patriots. Now you just beat Tom to get to the Super Bowl. They are going to finish it. Matt Stafford's gonna win. The Cincinnati Bengals, that quarterback is not going to survive against Aaron Donald now, because Aaron Donald now, when they get back there and they hit you to kill you. They ain't letting you get away. So if he think he gonna be slipping and sliding away, all right, you're gonna be on your back all game. And that's what they need to
between Williams, Donald, and Von Miller, who they picked up from the Denver Broncos throughout the season.
Vaughn, look. He about and Vaughn is a Super Bowl champion already. He know he's gonna be like
my second go around. Let's go.
You know what time it is, man. They are not. The Cincinnati Bengals offensive line is too trash to win a Super Bowl.
I know, but we saw Joe Burrow get put on his back 9 times during that Tennessee Titans game, and they still won.
Yeah. Because the Titans didn't have the real Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill was throwing.
And Tannehill came out and threw the first play.
In the first, I was like, come on, Ryan. This is starting to look like Miami Dolphins, Ryan. What's going on?
Look, I'd have told him.
Everybody counted out the Cincinnati Bengals because King Henry was returning. But, they shut him down. He had less than 70 yards on the ground. So maybe he returned too soon. Maybe it was kind of pointless.
Yes,
who knows?
Yes. He wasn't King Henry. He was Peasant Henry. Peasant Henry, because you ain't even get over 100, and they weren't even afraid of you. Any other time, people be afraid of you. He boy came out putting the licks on it, like, hey, that ain't him. He looked like Booby Miles trying to come back. Like, no, that ain't the real Booby. Hit him. Don't let him get loose. Yeah, I can tell when somebody ain't real. When I saw him come back out there and they said, when I first heard of Derrick Henry, they said he going to play. I'm like, I was doing it just like on Friday night. Like, he ain't going to play. And if he is, he'll decoy. They actually put him in, kill him right now. Get rid of him, y'all. Get rid of him. He is not ready. Look at the way he walking. player or decoy? I think not. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean they had a great second back that actually took a lot of the carries that day as well. And and Deontay Foreman, who played a lot more than he took more snaps than Derrick Henry. Actually, no, he only took 4 snaps that game. Derrick Henry took 20 attempts with only 62 yards, with 9 being the longest. Foreman had the longest run of the game with 45 yards as his longest run. So, but that wasn't enough to overcome the Cincinnati Bengals, and they lost 19-16. And
Barely got
then they
away.
went on. Then they went on to the AFC Championship game and put away the Kansas City Chiefs
I was happy.
in a great overtime win. And
Barely got
I'm
away
sorry,
again.
if Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw an interception in overtime in their first possession, because I mean, even Josh Allen tweeted pain when they saw that Kansas City won that coin flip, and they were going to have the first opportunity to drive down the field. Everybody's been talking about that overtime rule that needs to be changed, but it worked out
Well, what's
for
wrong
the
with
favor
it?
of the Bengals.
What's wrong with it?
People are saying that they need the opportunity in overtime to each have a chance to score. Pretty much
It's true.
both teams.
It needs to be like college. We keep going until somebody don't score. So if this team score, okay, y'all score. Give the ball to the other team now. Hey, y'all don't score.
So you're saying if the first team gets a possession and they score, the second they got to score to be able to keep going?
Yeah, the other team has to score to keep going. So
man, but it'll be dragged out like baseball. Well, we'll be like watching a game for 4.5, 5 hours.
I don't want to just see nobody. Oh, all right, or check this out. Or we do it like basketball then. So then overtime, you scored, but whoever got the most points at the end of this overtime quarter wins the game. If it's a tie, keep going.
Yeah. I think the overtime rules are set in place to think about the protection of the players because they want the game to be over as soon as possible. They want to avoid as many injuries as they can. So they're just like, if somebody can score in 3 minutes, this game is over. Moving on to the next.
No.
Yeah.
No, because then if we get the coin tossed to be like heads and it's tails. Damn.
As much as everybody hates the overtime rule, I think in that instance between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs, if Patrick Mahomes doesn't make a mistake and throws an interception, it could have been a different outcome. So, Bengals deserved it. They scored a field goal on a turnover, and they went on to be the AFC champions. Congratulations to the Bengals. They've been waiting a super long time. Those fans, are dedicated to that team. Because they've been waiting. They've been waiting for a long time.
Since Joe Montana get to the Super Bowl, they've been waiting since 1988, before I was born, to get to the AFC Championship. The Cardiac Kids. So, what is that? The Browns. That might be the Browns. Hold on. Who's the one that John Elway?
Cleveland's been waiting years too. All right, we're gonna go back to We're going to go back to this Brady conversation because he's decided to hang up the cleats after 22 years, overall starting 316 out of the 318 games that he played. He has the all-time record for the most wins with 243 wins and 73 losses. He completed 7,263 of his 11,317 attempts in yards. All-time record of 84,000 passing yards. 624 of those passing yards were in the end zone. The list goes on and on. 15 times in the Pro Bowl, voted to be in the Pro Bowl. 7 championships, Super Bowl champions. 10 Super Bowl appearances. What else can we say? The most passing touchdowns, most passing yards, most completions. It's almost not a surprise that Tom Brady decided to retire because I don't believe there was any other boxes that he could possibly check unless he just wanted to be the all-time oldest NFL player ever because there's some kickers that play until their late 40s.
That's what he was going to do if these idiots wouldn't have messed it up for him. If Tom was going to play in this Super Bowl game that is coming up, Tom, even win or lose, Tom would have came back. And I know that people don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it out loud. Tom, you were missing Antonio Brown in this last game. Yes, you were. Yes, you was.
How dare you?
Yes, you was. Yes, you was. You were panicking.
All right, I need the audience. I need my audience to help me out right now because I think Coach Jay is losing his goddamn mind.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. All right, audience. So hear me out. Hear me out, though. So tell me if I'm lying. He kept trying to throw it to Evans, right? Deep, right? Evans wasn't coming up with it. Kept trying to throw it to Rob. It worked sometimes. If he got AB out there, because Godwin ain't there, the other guys ain't doing jack. But if he got AB out there, AB is another threat.
Had too many drop passes, and where was Scotty?
That's what I'm saying. So if you get AB would have set it off for you. You needed AB. Yes, you did. And there was too much stuff that was going on that team. That's another reason why Tom Brady didn't want to come. He don't do all that controversy stuff. He don't mess with that. I'm telling you, they needed AB on that. I
agree with Sade.
Whatever. Hey, they needed AB.
As much as
wrong, but I doubt it.
To say this, Antonio Brown would have contributed, and the outcome could have been different, especially with a comeback the way that they were in their trajectory of where they were going in that game. But I will say, Antonio Brown, you are a walking, talking contradiction. You are poison to a locker room, and I do not want to see you back in the NFL. I think you were foolish to post about Tom Brady, telling him good luck today. You saw that post? Oh, take a visit to his Instagram. He wanted to post, good luck, Tom Brady, blah, 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 namaste, whatever he's put on his post. And then once the Bucs lost in overtime, he posted a picture on his story, the picture that went viral that everybody used as a meme of him running off the New York Jets field.
Yeah.
And he had his hands up. Well, he photoshopped that same picture of himself with a sign saying Buccaneers eliminated.
Oh, that's just because he's salty.
Petty.
Yeah, he's just salty. There's no hard feelings with Tom.
Sade believes me. She agrees that AB is full of it.
That's all right. He may be. But, hey, true. He is a cancer. Thank you, Floyd. He is a cancer. But at the same time.
Shout out to Floyd. Thanks for the comment.
I went to school with him.
You did?
Yeah. I play sports with him. What you call it? So, check this out. I will say this. Since everybody, I know Antonio Brown. All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell y'all from a coaching standpoint. First of all, ain't nobody about to walk out on me anyway in the middle of a game.
I think that was the biggest thing that was like a boom, 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 because it's coming from somebody who's played sports as well. Like, I ain't never seen a day in my life, not even during a practice, that you see a player take off their uniform and just quit on their team when they're down by 14 points. Like, that's something that is – what?
I have.
While you were coaching?
Yep. But I wasn't in charge. I wasn't in charge because I swear to God.
Lucky that you weren't in charge. Everybody sees in our commercial intro where Coach Jay is bumping some kid with those paper towels.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine.
That's in wrestling. I'm telling you right now, it was when I was at Atlantic Coast High School in Jacksonville. The kid, it was my first year with them, and we was on TV because we was going against Mandarin High School, which was supposed to be the big River City showdown because it's a big rival. Okay. This kid took his stuff off on the sideline. We at home. Took his stuff off. TV cameras, all that. Walked to the locker room yelling at the head coach. Head coach cussing back. And I'm like, what, y'all do this here? Monday morning, the kid was at practice. I'm like, what you doing here? Oh, coach said I'd come back. What? Man, you crazy. Boy, if you walk, I'd have got real close to him like Samuel L. Jackson. Boy, if you don't sit your down. Sit down. Sit down. Hey, don't embarrass me on TV because I will embarrass you. Sit down. If you got the balls to actually walk, boy, don't ever let me see you again. Let me know what school you're going to. I'm scheduling you on purpose so I can put it on you. Don't ever do that again. I'm telling you, he came back. He was able to come back. But there was a lot of guys on that team that was able to come back. That's why we win, Jack. The next year, we over here smashing people like, what's that one school that's over here? It's going toward Orlando. What's that one school? Who do we go against? They're supposed to be a good school. Apopka. We over here, we go against them in spring. We putting it on the Apopka because we have discipline. People know that if you do something stupid, we getting rid of you.
Yeah.
So me with Antonio Brown, okay, bruh, let me break it down to you like this. Sit down. Wait till we get to halftime. Stay in the locker room if you don't want to come out. Don't be making no scene. You Terrell
That's the
Owens?
thing. They went into the locker room. Apparently, Bruce Arians said that they went into the locker room. The other players were trying to calm down Antonio Brown because he was complaining about how many targets he was getting during the game. So he was throwing a fit, throwing a tantrum in the locker room during halftime. Then they calmed him down, and he came back out, and everything seemed okay until it was not okay, that it went left.
Bruce be lying. But Bruce be lying. Bruce don't be telling the whole story, though. He just be trying to make dudes seem like he just straight stupid. Because ain't no way in the world the man going to sit there and tell the whole entire world when we could easily ask the other guy, like, hey, is this true what he's saying? But then when the coaches over here start slipping up, like, oh, well, I didn't know anything about this. So y'all didn't have this conversation. He has text messages. He has proof. And y'all didn't have none of these conversations or anything. No. Okay, I don't believe you because you're lying now. So at the same time, Antonio Brown, you shouldn't have did that. Bruce, you lying. So now I don't think none of y'all is right. But at the same time, I told the Bucks when that happened, don't get rid of that man. If you ain't going to let him play, at least keep him on the roster. Because what if one of those other playoff teams picked him up?
Right.
You do not. I'm not about to give you I'm not helping you. I'm not giving you. If you're going to quit on me and you're going to leave me and it's a playoff, if I got to get rid of you, I'm trading you to the Lions. I'm gonna trade you to the Lions.
That's exactly what apparently Bill Belichick was trying to do to Rob Gronkowski when he was with the Patriots before he decided to go into retirement. He said, "I'm not going to the Lions. I'm retired." So that leads me into my next question. Rob Gronkowski has been on the record saying that he is unsure whether or not he will be playing back in the NFL next season. Some people speculated that he was waiting to hear Tom Brady's decision on retirement or if he was going to return for another year. Now that Tom has decided to retire and hang up the cleats, do you think Rob Gronkowski is going to follow suit?
Rob gone. He gone.
So we got to change the whole title of our show then.
Yeah. Yep. Rob gone.
Oh, man.
We want to talk about off the field stuff and still talk about the Bucks, but we're going to talk about off the field stuff with those two because Rob gone. That's his boy. He gone. He only put his body on the line just for that man.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, and honestly, another reason why the Bucks and them lost is because Sean McVay actually coaches. Bruce Arians don't be doing no coaching. He ain't coached since he became the Bucks and them coach. He don't coach. He let everybody else do the work. And when you got Tom Brady, you see him just standing there. He don't call no plays or nothing like that. He let Leftwich call it, and then Tom and Leftwich go over it, and Bruce be sitting in the back like, yeah, let's do this. He don't be coaching. Bill Belichick is a coach. Those guys coach. Dan Quinn, when he was a head coach, he coached. Tony Dungy coaches. Those guys are coaches. This guy just sit there with a fanny pack on and just be looking around. I haven't seen him coach nothing since the Cardinals. That is the last time that I actually seen him be a coach with the Cardinals because he actually was calling stuff, writing it down. He had to figure it out, looking at the defenses. He's actually calling stuff. He ain't called Jack as a Buccaneer since. I may be wrong, people, but I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I'm telling you. You see, go pull up a pic with him with the Cardinals or with the Steelers or with the Colts. And then pull up a pic with him with the Bucks. Tell me the difference. He got a pencil in his hand when he was actually coaching.
Well, some could argue that when you're an assistant coach, when you're offensive coordinator, you are supposed to be calling the shots in that particular Whenever your offense is on the field, you are in charge. Whenever your defense is on the field, you're in charge. The head coach is supposed to be the time clock manager as well as being the communicator between the refs and your sideline.
He never said anything to the refs. He always gave this look. Remember, he was the head coach for the Cardinals with Carson Palmer. He was coaching. He had a pencil in his hand, calling plays, coaching. He don't do that with the Bucks. Retire. He needs to retire too. Get out of here.
Yeah, I actually read up on that Bruce Arians could be considering retirement after Tom Brady announced his retirement. Guys, we don't know what this Buccaneers roster is going to look like next season. We have 22 free agents on the chopping block, and now that Tom Brady is out,
you see it.
Then there's a lot of free agents that might not want to be around for this rebuild. That's some might say.
They only came because of Tom.
Right.
Everybody came together. Tom left. Everybody gonna jump ship. Guarantee it. Richard Sherman probably gonna retire. Bye. Because ain't nobody else.
And become one of their coaches. Become one of their safety coaches.
I don't think they want to be around there. I don't think they want to be around there. After all that AB stuff, it's a lot of guys that don't want to be around there.
Oh.
They don't want to be there. And Tom left. That team was not the right team to go into that game with the Rams because they had too much extra stuff going on.
Yeah, they weren't ready. They weren't ready.
They wasn't here.
Yeah.
They all going against each other. I like that. Real sports with Ruth and Jay. I like that.
Yeah.
What you call it? But they wasn't the real Bucks because they got too much extra stuff going on. The Rams, they ain't got no extra stuff going on. They just came to play football. These guys thinking about other stuff that they got going on. They too busy in the media. All that extra. Right. That's what happens when you have off the
field. And maybe our offensive coordinators and our defensive coordinator, Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich, had a little bit of a distraction since they were interviewing for head coaching positions around the league. So, I don't know. This roster, this coaching staff, everything is going to be looking different coming into the 2022 season after Super Bowl 56. And it's going to be interesting to see how Jason Light handles free agency this time around, because I don't think he'll get so lucky as to bring all 22 starters back, because we could at least attest that 2 of those starters are not going to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer going next year. And I'm talking about Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski.
I mean, Leonard Fournette going to have to try to bandwagon on another team because as I seen him in that last game, he looked like the same guy that I used to say he was. Yo, getting tackled in the backfield. Here it go. As soon as I saw it, I was like, duh, get out of here.
Nah, he's back. The old lady's back.
My God. One guy, one issue could mess up a whole team. And that's true. Yeah. It can. But if you got a real coach,
I also don't think Ronald Jones is coming back. I don't know if they're going to be re-signing Giovanni Bernard. That's another free agent that's been up in the air. Keyshawn Vaughn has showed some glimpses of improvement throughout the season with his, the snaps that he was able to get while Leonard Fournette and Giovanni Bernard were out. But I don't know if that's going to be enough. Like I said, this roster is going to be looking completely different starting from the top with Tom Brady deciding to retire. I just want to say thank you, Tom, so much for everything that you've done for the sport and not only just the sport of football, but just the sport all around. You are a class act. You held your head high, and it's been awesome because I feel like I've been watching football. I mean, as long as Tom Brady's been around, so this is going to be a little weird. I was really hoping that he was going to play another season, so I was one of the ones that was shocked. But guess what, guys? For anybody that's been tuning in late, I'm going to play the one question I got to ask Brady during the season. I got a chance to talk to the GOAT, and here's a video of it.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Tom, how are you feeling? Physically, mentally, how are you feeling?
Great. How are you feeling?
Great. Thank you.
Good. Doing great. Ready to go.
So you being a veteran quarterback and you seeing a lot of new talent in the league, what would you do to what would you say to motivate them to keep them going to maybe have a 22-year career?
Good luck. Good luck. It's tough. But it's up to them. Yeah, if you do the right stuff, you got a shot. But I see a lot of people not do the right stuff. So I try to, influence the people I can. If they're, it's a lot of, first of all, you have to love it. It's got to be a part of something, If you want to do it for a long period of time, you got to really excel at it. And that really comes from loving it. So a lot of different motivation over a long period of time. Lots of little things at different moments. Some is more motivation, some's more inspiration. But there's a lot of different things that play in.
I will never forget that moment. I think I was holding my breath the whole entire time he was speaking. Super nerve-wracking. I didn't even get that nervous when I spoke to Steph Curry.
You spoke to Steph?
Yeah, I spoke to Steph. When I was covering the Orlando Magic, I covered the Golden State Warriors Orlando Magic game where the Magic scored 72 points in the first half of that game, and they rattled to win. But there was no Kevin Durant during that game, so I feel like that was a huge difference of why the Magic were able to upset the Golden State Warriors, who were the returning NBA champs at that time. But yes, I did not even get that nervous for Steph Curry.
I wouldn't either. Check this out, though. The only thing
I think I got more nervous for Dirk Nowitzki than I did for Steph Curry.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. When I saw Dirk, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Dirk. I've been practicing his fadeaway shot for like 5 years. Like, he had one of the best the best NBA playoffs series that I've ever in 2011, that man was unfreaking stoppable. LeBron James himself could not withstand the power of Dirk Nowitzki.
I was on his side.
That fadeaway shot had became elite. It was amazing. With that Euro, yes, with the Euro and all, amazing. He's the reason why I love the Dallas Mavericks. That's kind of one of my side teams.
Well, yeah, I like that. And I like Mark Cuban. I like him.
Yeah, me too. I think he's a pretty spectacular owner. He does a lot for the community and does a great job as the owner of the Dallas Mavericks.
Now, when they was going against the Heat, when Dwayne Wade was playing against them in 2006 and Shaq, I'm going for Shaq and Wade all the way. Just Wade out there. He had 3 guys on him. He still, I'm like, oh. Now they was going against the Heat this time, and it was against LeBron and them, that Hollywood team. Hey, yeah, go ahead, Dirk. Kill them all. Because I ain't like that.
Do your thing.
I'm with it. But check this out. So if you know somebody that's gonna be doing WWE or they know it, I just need one night to just commentate WWE. It's always been a dream. I just want to be able to be like, oh my God, he got that chair. They got that chair. Is that Taker? Taker's coming down. I want to do it one time. One time. I can't hear you. Your mic's not on. Your mic not on.
Oh, can you hear me now?
All right, go ahead.
I pressed the button, but I guess it was just meant to be because I was talking about how pro wrestling is not real.
All right.
Sorry, kids. Sorry, kids. I hate to tell you this, but pro wrestling is not real.
Okay, I was there at WrestleMania, and I wasn't far. I was right there. I know they say some of that stuff fake, but I seen Jeff Hardy get on that ladder. He dropped down in front of my eyes. I was right there. He was right there. I was like, we was like that. Like, no, Jeff, don't do it. He jumped. I was like 30,000 feet in the air. Oh my God. When he hit right in front of my face, it was like, I was like, oh my God. Jeff, get up. Get up. I seen Stephanie McMahon go through the table right in front of my face. The stuff may not be real, but some of it got to be. Some of it, they got to feel something.
I mean, you got to do some acrobatic moves. You know, they practice all these moves, kind of like the Cirque du Soleil kind of practices their moves and their routines. So, I mean, it's almost like cheerleaders where they have a routine, a dance routine that they got to follow. It's almost similar to that, but
I mean,
just a little more aggressive where they add props and things like that. So
I ain't never seen no go through no table.
I just remember being a young kid and thinking that WWE was like the bee's knees. And then my dad had to sit down, birds and beads, talk with me and said, wrestling is fake. Okay. They're not really hurting each other. Yes, they might get hurt sometimes. It might be real blood that you see every now and again, but it is not considered a pro sport that
I
is
saw
legitimate.
Stone Cold Steve Austin get ran over by a car when I was
What?
10 years old. He got ran over by a car. They was
On
like,
purpose?
yeah, because he was looking for Triple H. Triple H ran somewhere and then disappeared. So then for years, nobody know who did it. So Rikishi, he comes out of nowhere years later. I ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh my God, the rattlesnake. Oh my God. They died killing him. Stone Cold was like, to the bastards in the back, he says, you are guilty until proven innocent in the court of Austin. So he beat up everybody. When he found out
dramatic.
Rikishi,
I hate when they get the mics and they just go into this long monologue
hey,
about, I don't know. It just, it
now
gets personal.
they not. Because what's that girl, them girls and stuff that they do it now, Alexa Bliss and all that, man, you could tell that they fake. Even Stone Cold
said they looked like dollar store stuntmen.
Hey, they making a whole lot of money now than dollar store stuntmen.
Yeah, I mean, they also have like
$1,000,000
AEW, they have Raw, like they have other wrestling companies that are surfacing. One of my really good friends owns a small local wrestling company as well that does pretty well for themselves. And I've gone to a couple of their events. A lot of entertaining things. Shout out to Dante Brown.
I want to commentate it. Give me a chance.
I can maybe make that happen. I could probably give them a phone call, and they're probably looking for some type of commentator, some type of hype man on the mic.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Experience is necessary.
Like I know what to do. Don't even worry about it, man.
Yeah.
You tell them what you want them to do. I take it from here. I'm telling you.
So, Coach Jay Morgan, let's switch it back to the NFL. So, Super Bowl 56 is going to be held in Inglewood, California, at the SoFi Stadium, and guess where that's home to? The Los Angeles Rams. So it seems like the Buccaneers may have started a trend for these teams to realize that, hey, the Super Bowl is going to be played in our backyard. We might have a shot to actually get there. This is going to be back-to-back years that the home team is going to be hosting the Super Bowl. That is insane to me. But the only way that the Rams will be able to keep up with their credibility with the Buccaneers is if they win.
They're going to win.
You want to put money on it?
How much? Because I already got some money on it.
Just kidding. I don't bet on sports anymore because
how much people we talking?
Every time that I try to bet like on a sport, I think I may have won a handful of times, but I've just lost money and I'm not made out of money. So I can't be doing that. I lost money no more.
My boy Rose, he just betted me. He said, I'm taking Joe Burrow all the way. Okay.
Joe Burrow.
I said, I'm taking Stafford. So we can bet some paper. I mean, what kind of paper we talking? However much you know what, if you don't want to tell the whole world, you can just say what?
2 nickels.
2 nickels. Are you talking about two little nickels or are you talking about 2 big nickels? Like $20.
Big nickels. No.
$20.
No.
Not 20 cents, $20. No. Or you talking about 200.
200. See, that's what I lost in the NBA Finals game, and I can't be spending hundreds like that on betting on sports. Nope, not worth it.
Right, 100.
People,
100.
if you got a problem with sports betting, make sure to be hitting up that sports betting hotline.
That's Rose.
All over the place now.
That's Rose. He do it all day.
Well, I mean, his name's Rose, so I can only imagine what type of character he is.
Every time I sent Rose, I was like, hey, so that one game, my $20. So then he says, hold up, double or nothing. Double or nothing.
Oh, Lord, that's how you know you got a problem.
He says double or nothing for this next game.
When you lose, you just got to try again.
Hey, that's what he say. Got to keep trying. He doubled it. The next game that came on, he won, so he didn't have to pay me. So I was like, all right. So then we bet it just now. Like I owed him $20. I owe him $20 for this for the 49ers game. I'm a little mad. So
you thought Jimmy G was gonna pull that one out?
Yeah.
I just look. You just went on a rant about how the Rams are built to win and blah 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 blah. But you were counting against them in the NFC Championship game.
I wanted Jimmy G to win. I'm tired of people talking trash about him. They talk trash about Jimmy G, and I like Debo. But I like Debo. I like Debo.
I'm a big George Kittle fan and Nick Bosa. Like I
like
love
Debo
their
and
team.
his
Yeah,
name Debo
they have a pretty
the
solid
whole
team.
time.
Kyle Shanahan's a great NFL coach as well.
Right?
He's been
I was like, Debo, do something, Debo. Oh my God. And then I lost the money. I think I was chilling with somebody. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was like, oh my God, I just lost money. Move, get out the way. I just lost some money.
This date is over. I'm taking you home now.
Chicken wings and fries.
All right, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We appreciate all the viewers out there. We have great viewership so far. Make sure to hit that share button, hit that retweet button, copy and paste our link, share it to your friends. We're just on here having some good sports fun. Now that the NFL season is going to be coming to a wrap, we're going to be talking about free agency with the weeks to come, and then we're going to transition into a little bit of basketball and some other professional sports that are going around the league. We are obviously going to be changing the name of the Tom Gronkowski Show to something a little more versatile so we can talk about other avenues of sports as well. But you guys stick with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, and I think we can make this our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
Shout out to the Odyssey group and all the work that they're doing to help these NFL players with their CTE and other concussion protocols. They are improving the life of our NFL players, which is still very important. Now, I hate to transition this conversation to something a little bit more heavy, but it definitely needs to be talked about. Brian Flores, the ex-head coach for the Miami Dolphins, is filing a lawsuit against the NFL, the Denver Broncos, the New York Giants, and the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, has been accused of bribing Brian Flores with $100,000 for each game lost in the season in 2019. Now, the New York Giants are in quite a pickle as well. Everybody knows what the Rooney Rule is. It's a rule that has been put in place by the NFL for these NFL owners to interview coaches of color and minorities for them to have an opportunity to be a head coach in the league. Now, some of these teams, we have 32 NFL teams and we have one head coach that is a minority and a dark-skinned person, and that is Michael Tomlin for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Rooney Rule has said to been able to help the minority group have more of a chance to be head coaches, and we haven't really seen much changes in the NFL. So Brian Flores is said to be fighting for justice for the minority community. Now, the Giants, man, have they found themselves in a sticky predicament. So they fired Joe Judge, the head coach. He didn't have a great record for the Giants. They were having a depleted offense, so they needed to make some changes. So in the hiring process, they were said to have been according to the Rooney Rule, that you have to at least interview a minority coach before you make a decision to hire a head coach. And it didn't really work out. Bill Belichick has found himself in the middle of this lawsuit because he's the one who texted Brian Flores telling him congratulations on the Giants job And Brian Flores was 3 days away from his interview with the Giants. So Flores texted Bill Belichick back and said, I'm sorry, what? Are you speaking to the right Brian? Uh-oh. Bill Belichick immediately responded apologizing, saying that he messed up the names because it was Brian Dable who was selected to be the next head coach for the New York Giants. Now, Brian Flores says he was humiliated by the fact that they had already made a decision on who was going to be the next head coach for the Giants, but they were having him come in 3 days later to interview for that same head coaching position. So obviously, he never had a fair shot, and that is something that I'm glad that is being addressed in the NFL. So I'm going to bring Coach Jay into this situation because, Coach Jay, this is not a good situation for the NFL right now. And, Brian Flores might have been putting himself in the hot fire, but he has every right to have the ground that he is standing on now. Do you think Brian Flores might have ruined his career by him now possibly never having a head coaching position in the NFL again?
Realistically, yes. Because I already know. Remember Kaepernick? Remember Kaepernick? Even though he's telling the truth, yes. But I feel for this guy. I'm 110% behind him because stuff like that even happens to me. Like when I was up at that school, the Atlantic Coast High School, I had learned in Jacksonville of a thing called the good old boy rule. What? No. Like people that schools and the NFL be picking. Why y'all think I be telling y'all every week, hey, call me. Yeah, but here's the thing about it is, even if I get a call, I'm going to have some stipulations. Even when I used to coach over there by George Jenkins High School, there was rules in place for Coach Jay. Always rules for me. And I'm winning. That's the thing about it is, though, I'm winning, but it don't matter because I can win 24/7. And a lot of people don't understand about me when it comes to winning because I've been in positions that if you don't win, then you get canned. You going to be gone. So, in other words, I know everybody's seen the movie Remember the Titans. Remember Denzel? If he lose one game, that's it. But the other guy can lose this many games and he's straight. When I was at Celebration High School, this guy was getting killed left and right, but it didn't matter. They don't want a guy like me because they ain't gonna be able to control me. And the athletic director himself said it. I know Coach Jay, he'll win, but he won't listen to us. I thought we were here to win. There's been a lot of rules in place. I don't like this. I mean, Tony Dungy, he didn't have to worry about no stuff like that, or maybe he did behind the scenes. I mean, he just knew the right people. Mike Tomlin is there with the Steelers because of Tony Dungy. A lot of these other coaches has actually gotten a shot, is because of Tony Dungy. But we're not put at the same standard as somebody else. We can sit here. How can Lovie Smith with the Bears go 10-6 that one year and then get canned? Why he get canned? Oh, well, because they didn't beat the Packers in this one game. What? But he went 10-6. He had a winning record. I knew a guy that was the only black coach at Celebration High School. They told him they wanted him to do certain things, let this certain player play and all that. And the guy said no. And he helped their program actually start having a winning record. He never had a losing record. And then they got rid of him because he said that he wasn't going to do that way. He goes to this other school and wins a state championship the next year when he was on the rise of helping you. So, Brian Ford, hey, Brian, I feel for you. I wanted to be on your squad, and I don't like the way that I don't like how people treat us like Coach Boone. I don't like getting treated like Coach Boone because you get treated like Coach Boone, Coach Carter. They just if we winning, there shouldn't be nothing else said. You already know it's messed up when they have to make a rule about it, Rooney Rule. So if you're telling them they got to make a rule in order for us to be able to even be considered. And a lot of people, like the thing that happened with Flores, they know who they're going to pick. That happens even in regular jobs. Come on. They know who they're going to pick. But they have to, they have to invite others to come and at least chill when they know who they got.
Yeah.
I don't like this stuff. If the person is better, then give them the shot. Period. If it's a woman and she come in there and she better, if I'm in charge, hey, she's the girl. She in. You're in charge. It shouldn't matter what you are, but they be greasing people. Why you think most of these people we see that's coming up and out, you see here and there of some people that gets in the NFL and all that has to make a name for their family themselves. But most of the family names that we know of, because it's been going on the chain of command. Look at senators. When they kids, grandchildren, they just get thrown into the fire. They get the stuff handed to them. It don't matter. They ain't even got to work for it. You got a guy in college that's working a side job, or he working two full-time jobs or something, just so he can be able to make it and actually do something for himself in life. You got another guy that's over here. He ain't got his stuff handed to him, and he out partying all night, every day, every night. It don't matter to him. His stuff paid for. It don't matter. His parents paid for it. His grandfather paid for it. His great grandparents paid for it because they was already in it already. So he automatically got a ticket. I don't like that stuff. That's why I go so hard when people ask that. That's why most of us go so hard, because we ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
So I'm with Brian, but I already know what they're about to do to him. They're about to Kaepernick him. That's what I'm gonna call it. They're gonna Kaepernick him. I guarantee it.
Unfortunately, we've seen these situations unfold in the NFL time and time again, and it has been breaking news that Hugh Jackson, the ex head coach for the Cleveland Browns, has said to be joining the fight with Brian Flores, saying that he was incentivized while he was with the Browns organization. He was paid to lose games on purpose, which made me think of Doug Peterson in that situation with Philadelphia when they weren't going to make the playoffs either way, but they decided to play a quarterback when they were not, when they were still in a position to win a game. And he takes out Jalen Hurts and puts in a quarterback that has never taken an NFL snap. And everybody was like, whoa, he's tanking on purpose. Kind of made me think about that situation. Maybe Doug Peterson was incentivized to tank on purpose for them to get a better draft selection.
That's why they don't want a guy like me. Because if somebody come to me and tell me, hey, coach, I need you to lose.
Like, what you hired me for?
This guy's I'm not going to even say that. I'm going to laugh in his face.
Especially with me being a minority coach where I don't get opportunities like this. I'm trying to have a winning record for my resume, and you're asking me to lose on purpose?
They ever told Bill Belichick to lose a game on purpose? No. Ever told Sean Payton to lose a game on purpose? No. You might have told Pete Carroll to lose on purpose, though. That might be thrown up. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Now, Pete, something different. But Bill Belichick and Sean Payton, I ain't never been told to lose no game on purpose. And if somebody, and they right, Tom Coughlin neither, if somebody even got the balls to come ask them and tell them that, they're going to laugh in your face.
To be honest with you, Coach, as long as I've been watching Bill Belichick and his professionalism and how he carries himself, I really find it hard to believe that he made that crucial of a mistake by texting the wrong person congratulations.
That means you're trying to give him a heads up.
To me, that seems weird. Like, why would
Think about it.
As smart of a man, no, hear me out. Let me finish. As smart of a man that Bill Belichick is, with the representation that he has, I find it really hard to believe that he made that big of a mistake. I mean, maybe he was trying to throw Brian a bone by being like, hey, on the low, they already know who their coach is. They've already made a higher selection, and I'm letting you know right now.
Yeah.
If I were you, I probably wouldn't even show up to that head coaching interview on the 27th, because it's January 24th, and I've already been told who the next head coach for the New York Giants is. Maybe he was trying to warn him.
That's what I was thinking. Because for the simple fact is, remember, Brian Flores was his defensive coordinator when they went to the Super Bowl and beat the Rams recently.
Brian Dable was also on the coaching staff for the Patriots as well. So they all have great relationships with one another. So I don't know. I think when it comes to the hiring process in the NFL, it's hard to change anything about it because money talks. And these
Yes.
NFL owners that own these teams are all billionaires. Millionaires, definitely. Billionaires, maybe, probably, most likely.
Yep.
They carry the most money probably out of a lot of people in the United States. So money talks. So I think Brian Flores might come into some hard times during this lawsuit because money talks. Money is going to be getting the breast representation, is going to be able to push back court dates, which is going to cause Brian Flores to come out of pocket. Like I just don't know if he has enough money unless he gets the support that we're seeing, an outpouring of support throughout the world of sports. It's bigger than the NFL right now. It's bigger than sports at this point. And we're seeing an outpouring of support for Brian Flores. I think that could definitely be on his side, but it's going to be tough because he's not the first to try to make a change, and he's definitely not going to be the last. But I understand that he feels like he has a duty to help the community and help pave the path for minorities that are going to be coming behind him. So shout out to Brian Flores for what he's doing. I wish the best of luck in your situation. I hope you do find yourself as a head coach in the NFL because you are a more than qualified coach.
You're a winner.
You're a winner. Absolutely. I mean, the Dolphins did start 1-7, but then they won like 8 games straight. So obviously the man knows how to win.
Check this out. Message to all those NFL owners. You guys, you be tripping on that old money. Y'all need to start listening to the Migos.
But that's what it is. It's these owners that are in their 70s, you know, that they hire their friends, they hire their kids, they hire people
their
already fortunate in their circle. Exactly. So I think it's really tough for an outsider or somebody that may not be a part of the family or marriage related anyway. It's not about what you know, it's who you know.
Who you know. I've been hearing that for years.
That's
pisses me off.
Unfortunately, that's in a lot of things, in a lot of job opportunities, and a lot of career choices all swing on that who you know aspect. So it's a tough situation, and I just hope that things change for the better. I think the Colin Kaepernick situation was something that just kind of blew out of proportion, and people took it the wrong way. But it was just trying to set the foundation for making our future better. So
check this out.
Tough situation for Brian Flores. I wish him the best of luck in this lawsuit. And just keep getting the support. I see Jerry Jones saying that he supports Brian Flores as well. Hugh Jackson, the ex-coach for the Cleveland Browns, has taken a stand as well to join the lawsuit. So it seems like more evidence is going to be coming out. You know, we're going to start getting more information about all this stuff.
Jerry Jones says that stuff out loud. He one of them guys that do the same stuff too. Behind the scenes. Got his kids and them working it and all that. Grandchildren. I don't want to hear that. No, I know how it go. I've been around these people. I know I be having moles inside the back doors. This is a life rule. Thank you, Sade. This stuff happen in life. It don't even got to be in sports. This stuff happen all the time. You know how many championships I could be throwing up, or I could be doing this at a job or something like that, but somebody else is getting greased because I'm not going to sit there and just let you just be like, oh, well, I'm not a robot. I'm not your puppet. No, here's my message to all them NFL owners. Be smart with it. Y'all like money. So I have a rule. When you get some paper, you got to get some more. So if I'm an NFL owner and I know that I got old money, better start listening to the Migos, get you some new money though. Okay? I'm going to let this guy or these guys come in because they winners and they going to get me some more paper. I ain't just going to sit there and keep losing, giving up paper for merchandise, more publicity. But if we all winning, we all getting paper. Yep. And I'm about everybody getting paper. I want the majority of it. I ain't gonna lie. I want the majority of it. But I want everybody to get some paper. My daughter know that. I just got done off the phone with her tonight. I said, when you get some paper, what you do next? She said, get some more. That's right. Get some more. Get some more of it.
Yeah, shout out to Big Bad Brad Johnson, the Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Buccaneers in 2002. He just commented on one of my comments on his video on his page, and I hope he remembers me for the time that I interviewed him on the Martin Gramatica show live on Z Living. Shout out to Big Bad Brad. Guys, check him out on his Instagram. Check him out on his TikTok. He posts some really great content. He does a lot of trick shots with basketballs, with footballs. He's like 50 yards away throwing a football through a hoop. Like, it's pretty spectacular what he's still doing at his age. So shout out to Big Bad Brad and the comment that he left me on Instagram. Coach Jay, we've had a fantastic episode, a great first episode back as we've been in hiatus for the past couple weeks. But overall, sum up one word that you would sum up to explain the Buccaneers this season. One word. What is it?
Disappointing.
Why? Because it was Super Bowl or bust?
No, just because of everything that we said before about the defense. They showed it, and Tom had to keep outscoring everybody. He looked like Peyton Manning. I felt sorry for him. I was like, dang.
Okay, Peyton Manning was not putting those type of numbers up in his last couple seasons. Peyton Manning was kind of like a little bit on a
putting it
decline.
out throughout the whole season. The whole
his
season,
defense
Peyton Manning had to
definitely carried him to that Super Bowl.
Hold up.
Oh,
Peyton
Lord,
Manning,
here we go.
Peyton Manning throughout his whole season had to outscore people because his defense was trash.
Wait, I'm talking about the Super Bowl winning year in Denver.
Well, yeah, he had a defense. He didn't have to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But so the way Tom was this last game, that's how Peyton Manning was his whole career. Had to keep outscoring. Had to keep outscoring teams. So Tom got a little taste of what Peyton had to go through. Peyton probably called him. See what I mean? Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, brother. I was there not too long ago. But man, how do you sum up in one word Tom Brady's 22-year career in the NFL?
It's amazing. So amazing. Steady breathing.
I would say overachieved. That would be the one word that I would use for Tom Brady. Overachieved. Checked every single check mark. You have the crown for every stat that. I mean, you're at 44 years old, throwing 43 touchdown passes in one single season and leading the league in all stats by the end of the season. As much as everybody says that Aaron Rodgers should be named the MVP for this season, give it to Brady. Give Brady the MVP award. Let him win it for the fourth time in his career. He's earned it. He's been able to withstand all the problems, everything. He went out with class. So give Brady the MVP trophy, please.
He ain't got no class. His team embarrassed him. They bogus. He should have cussed them all out in the locker room. I'd have been standing right behind him like, yeah, cuss him out, Tom. Cuss him out. And cuss Bruce out too. Cuss Bruce out too. Yeah, he won coaching. Cuss him out. No, what you call it? Aaron Rodgers, don't go to the Saints. I change it because Sean Payton left. So come to the Bucks.
Yo, that was something that we were supposed to talk about throughout the show, but we had so many great topics to talk about. Who is stepping up in Brady's absence?
The next 12. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my gosh. I've been saying Aaron Rodgers, and Bucks Nation has been attacking me for it. I was like, wouldn't that be a grand slam if Jason Light was able to grab Aaron Rodgers? Because everybody's like, oh, we're looking for longevity. Da-da-da-da. No. Season by season, you're looking to win a Super Bowl now. Why don't you go get the league MVP of last year? Let's go. Aaron Rodgers isn't happy in Green Bay. Cut that contract up. I think he still has a year left on his contract before he hits free agency with the Packers.
I don't think so. I think that was it. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
all I know is he don't want to be there.
He's been displeased with that front office since he got drafted. Let's be honest. He's had problems with the Packers since the very beginning. So maybe it's time. Come over here to the sunshine, Aaron Rodgers, where it's nice and, come on. You getting too old. You getting too old to deal with all that cold.
So come on over here. Replace the other number 12. You wear your 12 and you come on over here. Or you stay where you at and still be unhappy and have more gray hairs. You see, Tom Brady was having fun. Speaking of that, Tom Brady said if they do win another one, he wants to be invited to the boat parade.
Yeah. I think they should throw a boat parade, celebrating Brady's retirement.
He lost.
Why doesn't Brady get his own boat parade? I'll bring all the avocado tequila.
He lost. He can do his own.
But did he lose? Like this, we're talking about Brady specifically. We're not talking about the Buccaneers. We're talking about Brady specifically as a.
Then he can do it.
Yeah,
he can do it. Family and all that.
He deserves a boat parade.
Yeah.
Mayor of Tampa, make it happen.
That. Not with the city. Not with the city though. You lost. You don't get you lost. It's like I tell my.
One more question before we wrap things up, Coach. Do you think it was a big deal that Brady did not mention the New England Patriots throughout his whole retirement announcement? Now, we're talking about 500 words or more, and neither one of those words included Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, the New England Patriots, the New England Patriots fan base. Nothing. You would have thought that he spent 20 years with the Buccaneers. He did not mention the Patriots at all in his initial retirement announcement. Do you think that's a big deal or not a big deal?
No, they pissed him off.
I think it might be saying a little more. I know he may have not have said anything about the Patriots, but I think not saying anything says a lot about the New England Patriots.
They pissed him off.
Honestly, I think Brady was dealing with a lot under the scrutiny of Bill Belichick throughout his 20-year tenure with the Patriots, and it definitely showed as he did not make any type of comments or thank the Patriots Nation, nothing, and he spent two decades with that franchise. So pretty alarming stuff. We'll probably see more and more information come out now that he's in retirement. Who knows? He might Man in the Arena. He might have his own spin-off documentary talking just about his time as a New England Patriot. Who knows?
Behind the scenes.
Right, behind the scenes stuff.
Guys didn't understand, you see me smiling all those times. I was really in anguish. I wasn't allowed to be.
I was really torn on the inside. Bill Belichick and I had a screaming match in the locker room before we came out and won a Super Bowl, but we hated each other.
But Bill, it was his way or the highway. You didn't understand. You weren't allowed to have
we're making
fun.
our own dialogue for a show.
You weren't allowed to have fun. You weren't allowed to
call us, Brady. We'll make you a script.
Hey, we got you. That's why I was so happy in Tampa and having fun with those tequila shots. Bill Belichick would have never let that. He would have never accepted that.
Never.
And that's why me and Rob got out.
Spit on my behavior. He would have put to the shed with you. To the shed. Thank you, everybody that joined us on the Tom Gronkowski Show this evening. This is Root the Truth, and this is Coach Jay Morgan, where you bring you all the best Buccaneers news and conversation and opinions. We appreciate you guys. Please, if you're not watching this live, still leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the show. Give us some constructive criticism. We're always open to it. But this is all for us tonight, folks. Coach Jay Morgan, do you have any final thoughts before we say goodbye to our audience?
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week.
See y'all next week.
All right, let's see what the Buccaneers are going to look like next season. But we are going to be revamping our name and coming up with something better. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much.
And Roger.
And one last thing before I forget, happy National Girls and Women's in Sports Day. Shout out to all the women in sports media who are making a difference. You empower every other girl who is dreaming about inspiring to be in sports as well. So good luck to you guys and have a great night.